and welcome to the Vortex, and today we're doing something a bit different. We're going to be switching from our tactic games to something a little bit more fast-paced with Diablo 3. Now, this is going to be a brand new monk playthrough, but this isn't going to be a full playthrough most likely. Right now we're just going to kind of be doing this as a one-off, and obviously if there is more interest later on, I have no issues playing more of it. But this is kind of being played as a late addition to Blizzcon a few weeks ago. That's right, I'm a little behind. We're not going to do a whole lot actual story-wise for this. This is just more of a play-to-enjoy type game, at least in this aspect. I think after this, we'll do maybe another one-off of one of my other games I actually preferred more than Diablo 3, but it's the same style. A game called Path of Exile. We're also kind of...
The fallen star has a...
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming.
Pardon
we
me?
can't open the gates until we drive them back.
We're also kind of enjoying this in the aspect that number one, we're waiting on Diablo 4, and recently announced the remake or upgrade of Diablo 2, which I'm really looking forward to. And the fact that,
at the Slaughtered Calf Inn.
unlike 3, Diablo 2 had the generated maps every time you went on, so every map was different as opposed to Diablo 3, where every map was basically more or less the same. I think that basically made Diablo 2 far more replayable. Like for me, I've played through the game itself once already, just on normal mode, and never really went back to it. Because to me, there just wasn't a whole lot of replayability because there wasn't any real new areas to explore. So I just didn't see a whole lot of reason to go back to it. But for this, obviously, I have no issues playing it for you.
Uncle Deckard.
Which do I... We're going to go ahead and raise the difficulty, just give us a bit more of a challenge on this. So we'll play this for sure
Rumford
on
and the
hard
others
mode.
are losing hope.
See how
I
far
tell
we
them
go,
not
how
to
many
lose
times we
faith.
die.
But if help doesn't arrive soon...
No, this isn't hardcore mode. I'm not that talented, but we can at least enjoy with what we have here.
Went out, only Rumford came back.
We'll see how... We'll probably do an actual full hour on this, and we'll see where we get to at that point.
I will help
As I
you
said,
fight.
I admire
That will
if
not
there is more interest later on, I have no problem playing through this once or twice. It doesn't matter depending on how old the fan.
That's one of the wretched mothers. There are more of them in the ruins down the road.
Just kind of enjoy it as we go, seeing where we get to, what we do overall. As I keep saying, so I'm still relatively new to the whole recording thing, so I'm not entirely sure what all to go into areas and whatnot. Any suggestions down below, I'd appreciate. Anything you want to add into it, I have more than willing to hear your advice on. You know, what drew you to watching this? What drew you to the channel? That way we can make more content together that you would enjoy. And you see we have another one of those mothers up here.
These quill fiends are young. There must be a nest nearby. The storm breaks! This nest will produce no more of the vermin.
And that's the reason why I picked monk, is I tend to get rushed really quickly, so the monks have a lot of circular attacks around them that kind of can defeat a lot of opponents at once, and that's why I usually tend to play them. You know, the other classes are fun, but the one I do miss was the rogue in Diablo 2, because you could basically just stand outside of the room and just throw nothing but traps on the inside and clear everything out rather easily. And even then, the dual punching daggers that she wielded was always fun to watch. I think next to him, my favorite would probably be the Demon Hunter. You know, that's another one where if there's interest, I have no problem playing that one either. And again, it's all going to be pretty much the same, especially if you played Diablo yourself or if you've watched other playthroughs. It's just basically a loot grind. See what's all you can grab. Like for me, when it comes to loot games like this, I tend to find and collect what I can to raise up whatever health regeneration I can find. Because usually, when you get swarmed as often as you do in games like this, being able to just have a constant flow of health going into you as you're being beaten on helps you last that much longer. Down here, see if we can find anything else afterwards. Not by the looks of it, but we do have, I see more regeneration there, and life per hit. So already we're finding a good couple of leech items as we're going, which is helpful. Now, as opposed to Diablo 2 versus this, I will say the fact that it's both annoying to have one health potion as well as kind of a relief to have one health potion that's on a cooldown that you always have, because that is one issue that I always ran into in Diablo 2, is that having health potions is nice, but if you're not careful, you run out of them very quickly, and then you have to fight finding for more. Then again, there was also, you had every class had the mana pool, as opposed to monks having spirit, barbarians in their rage, so on and so forth. Being able to have mana potions to bring those up rather than just wait for them to regenerate is nice as well.
Those wretched creatures are no more. The town should be safe for now.
Oh, it's never safe. Now, this was probably one of the worst worlds to live in, was Diablo world, because everything is just always a battle to survive on. Blinding flash. Other useful abilities for, hovering around various people. Items, let's see here. Nice pair of boots. And then better. Same armor, but at least now we have the 5 life generation overall.
The ruins of old Tristram. The shadow of Diablo still hangs over this place.
Take care of them. Anything else around that we can grab? That's one of my favorite moves, that spin kick just does so much damage to everything around you. One of the abilities later on where you have like fire damage to it, it's also so helpful. What do we pick up? A bow. That's no use to us. That'd be for the ranger or archer or whatever you want to call her, the Amazon. The Amazon version for this game, at least. Ooh, long range punch. Seeing what else we can grab XP wise. Having the extra power is never a bad thing. Having that extra pool to pull from is just that much more useful. Just trying to just outclass everything power wise. So you found a weapon of some type. Wrong button. That's infamous for me in every game. Like 7.7. Okay, yeah, that's an upgrade. That's something we can use, so we might as well take it.
Promise, Marco, I'd protect.
Thank you for your help, but
North, come. Let us.
We'll need to.
Here, let me open the gate.
Got a new item out of that quest too. Movement speed. Nothing worth.
Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
What happened to your father?
We're told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell to the demons.
Lots of bodies. As left,
My
pulls
strides
out,
grow
carries the
longer.
sword, but when you do the actual attacking, he switches to hand to hand. Additional skill.
Look, a hidden
Your
cellar.
mother's secrets are here.
People said she was a witch, but I never believed it.
There we go. Easy peasy.
Here's the key.
I will.
Thank you.
Aiden came to me last night. I suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could. Regardless, wherever he's headed, hell will surely follow in his wake. The shadows close in on Tristram once again. But like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
Let's see. Now we'll keep with our Fist of Thunder, and then that's just a rush, but we'll keep with our spin kick for the time being. Change out the pants, go back there. Over there, armor, a little bit more protection. Easy little group. You know, I don't know if it's just because it's such a low level area, or if it's because on such a low level area.
I don't have enough spirit.
You know, this is supposed to be hard mode. Really, we're not having too much difficulty already. You think it would be a little bit more.
Be
than
at
that.
peace.
Again, I don't know what all will actually. You know, I've only ever, played the normal on this. So maybe hard mode is different and some nice I'm just simply not aware of. Okay, that's
My strides grow longer. Tristram Cathedral. The start
what we
fell
do
here.
is play and see. I think there's anything weird worth grabbing. Alright, so what all do we have? A little bit of better armor, and then bracers, bonus, but again, more armor.
The start fell here.
And the chandeliers are there. Yes, I know bad jokes, but that's half the fun. Now, this is one of those things where this is what I enjoy to explore and see what I learn. Hey, oh, treasure goblin, more money.
Not enough spirit.
Here we go. There you are. See him in the corner. There we go. But, well, more crafting material as opposed to straight out goodies. But hey, you can never turn down money either. You have a spear for a little bit more damage. Might as well grab it. Bit more of a monk weapon too.
I need spirit.
But still uses his fists. And I'm just sitting here shaking my head watching. It's like, why do you have a big old weapon then? You don't need your fist. And hey, can't read IPT stick. We're at least getting fair enough. Completely wrong direction in that one. Yeah, the Diablos were Diablo 2 specifically was the one game I think I really cut myself in for RPG looters and whatnot. Everything else I think has kind of mimicked it in recent years. I think this is the one everyone kind of has gone to for a basis. I still think Diablo 2 was the better of what is Trio, eventually Quattro, if that's what you want to say, whenever Diablo 4 finally comes out, but it just seems to be so long on that.
And I'm cursed.
Real
Once
idea
the captain
as
of
to
King LEORIC'S
when
I lived only to honor my land and my
bring it
king.
out to the market.
No man has a greater
We've
love
seen
for
things
his
over the
king
past
than I had
few
in mine,
years
even
in
as I
regards
drove
to
my
it, in
blade
regards
through
to,
his
like,
dark and
the
corrupted heart.
recently announced Rogue, I believe the Druid, and was also one of the ones that's been announced. But it's like they still haven't given a release date on it. And that's kind of fearful because they're building up this hype for it over years. But we've seen in other games where all this hype's built up over years and then it's performed, I don't want to say badly, but underwhelming. Because all this hype has been built up for it only to then be released and it not meet anyone's real expectations of what it should be. Like, I understand, like, you know, building hype within a year or whatnot so that a company can have a good release on the date, but a year can make sense, not 5 years, not 10 years, not 12 years, because at that point, you're going to be basically promising people various mechanics or characters or ideas for this game, and then there's a good chance that you're not going to be able to provide that due to whatever constraints.
Those are large mushrooms.
Never seen that before. What was I thinking? Yeah, so you build up all this expectation, you build up all this hype, and then you don't provide for whatever it is you want to actually. That could be anywhere from just, you know, underfunding in whatever studios are making the games to any other reasons or excuses that these companies can provide. But it's like, you know, base idea, okay, you're working on something, you want to present your best quality product, but you also don't want to, anger your player base either by not providing what you promised. And I don't know if a lot of companies just don't follow that line of thinking anymore. It seems like it. I mean, I can remember a few years ago, Blizzard announced a Diablo. I don't even think it was a port. I think it was just a new Diablo game for the mobile. And I think you can even still find it on YouTube or whatnot, but you can look it up, and it was announced at a BlizzCon a few years ago, and people were not happy with it because that's not what your player base wants. They didn't want another mobile game. The mobile games themselves are fine for, you know, just burning some time while you're waiting for something, but overall, they're just not as entertaining as a full-on game that. God. They're not as fun as a full-on game for PC or even PlayStation or Xbox. Now that's what they want. They want a full-on game they can enjoy for hours on time in a certain style. Got a couple more things here, including a few new items, it seems. We'll take that for the higher armor. And we'll keep our current one. Huh. For the witch. Skill-wise. We have Thunderclap. We have that. Couple extra perks. That gives us our fire and speed boost. Oh, we didn't get a new one. Anyone else up here? Nope. I do think there are a few good games coming out here soon that I'm looking forward to. Like I know, for the most part, the concept behind I think it's PlayStation's Deathloop. That looks interesting.
Foul minions, stay back! Back! Maybe.
Hey, I will save you!
Help! Help!
Oh, we got all of his minions. We lagged out. I think we're lagging out. There it goes. Yeah, we lagged out.
Thank you.
It was not.
It is wonderful to hear that Leah is well. I feared the worst. I learned of this secret passage through old maps I found. We must discuss the fallen star.
I have kept my word and rescued Leah's uncle, Deckard Cain. I saved him from a creature called the Skeleton King, who now bars my way to the fallen star.
Yeah.
Uncle,
We both all know that nothing's ever easy. Don't run off now.
The skeleton
None
the key. Leah, you should know.
We head down and help the blacksmith. Anything good so far? Here for the boots. No change there. Yeah, we'll take that. We lose it on the recovery, but extra vitality and
Leah spent all
extra
night
dexterity will
alongside
help make
the
us a
blacksmith's
bit
wife, tending
quicker.
the wounded.
No, she's not the witch.
Blacksmith, Deckard.
Not now.
It is
Thank you. Follow me. My friend, I'm sorry.
This must be done.
Anyway, I think many things, but what do I say? What was I saying earlier? That loop definitely has an interesting premise to it.
Love, forgive me.
I'm definitely looking forward to the redos of Mass Effect. I know they're really not adding much to it, which I'm disappointed with. Like, I love the Mass Effect series. I'm even a fan of Andromeda, which I'll experiment more into. Why? I think for what they were trying, I think it actually was better than what a lot of people give it credit for.
Have done this.
As it has.
You'll find his tomb
At least in the way of
Weeping Hollow. And if you
story-wise
see my fool apprentice
and
out there, tell him
the
to
characters
get back
themselves.
to town.
Like, you don't need every character to be a certain way. And I think the way they did some of them in Andromeda were both different, as well as, I don't want to say improvement. I don't think they were as fleshed out as the characters in the main Mass Effect game. But at the same time, I think for who they were, like, I for one really liked Phoebe, even though she wasn't straight-laced, kind of by the book. Oh, right, the book, but this young. No, she was young in the sense of her race, which I can't remember off the top of my head. But at the same time, you don't need to be either this young child or this older matriarch. You can have someone that's young, inexperienced, but at the same time kind of playful and whatnot, and is willing to take risks. Whereas I think it's Liara was, yes, she's taking risks because of her love for. Actually, no. Now that I think about it, it seems like they all seem to really like focusing on history and uncovering artifacts. That was Liara's original thing, was she was exploring, I believe, for these ancient ruins or whatnot, which is kind of how she met Shepard, if I recall right. But it's been years since I've played the game, which is another reason why I'm looking forward to playing it, is the fact that it will be so upgraded with the DLC and whatnot. Oop.
That creature will die. I need spirit.
Yeah. Ooh, back here. Oh, it's teleported. Back here. Don't go back. Stop running and let me kill you.
I don't have enough spirit.
Maybe that's the hard one, is everyone Thank you. Money, money, money. Alright, so let's see here. A few more inventory items. Plus 1 to intelligence. No difference there. Not worth it. Getting full up on inventory already. All still pretty low level stuff. Yeah, no surprise. We're only level, what, 8 right now? We're not going to find anything decent for a while still. Ow!
The storm breaks.
That upgraded bullshit put out that blade damage. Such a difference. Push back. It's also helping us. Oh, lovely! That's why I like great crouching. You know, I think I just enjoy the monks overall in a lot of games because of how they work the martial arts. Like, you've been playing with a healer on Final Fantasy XIV with Ares and Lord, and I'm healer on that one, but my main, you know, those are just alternate characters we play, and we have our own characters that we go with when we just want to play for ourselves. And my main on that one's a monk, and you know, I've gotten pretty good on that. and being able to not only work crowds and whatnot, but also be able to, at times I've been able to tank, which is what Lord is playing, which, you know, it's far harder than just being a damage dealer, but with a monk I'm actually able to tank various dungeons and whatnot in that fairly easily when the tanks either disconnect or just don't know what they're doing. You know, I've done it enough to know the difference on that one. 5 for 1. Is that what they call a blue light special? I don't know. I don't. Too young for full-on Kmart experience. Kmart doesn't exist anymore.
My strength has increased.
I know I don't have any around me. Last one of those closed down years ago. Storage place now. And again, I don't even know if it would be open at this point with the pandemic having kept everything closed for the past year. I'm still looking forward to possibly having all of that done. Take Breath of Heaven for a bit of extra healing. We have a dash skill now. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to being able to go out to a restaurant again and not have to really worry about how my experience there is going to be. And I'd love to be able to travel again, go back to Vegas. Heck, even be able to go out to a park or something like that and not worry about catching something or even being in trouble with the law or people just complaining about me being out during a pandemic. Because, you know, let me get out, let me do things. A few weeks ago, I just went on a day trip down below, and it was such a relief to do that I want to do it again, but at the same time, I need to be careful as to when I do it. Rare item. Go away. One of those. That in a minute. Check out. Skeleton. Alright, what do we have? Cannot be equipped until it's identified. Great. Ooh, 16-1. We'll change that out for a little bit of extra damage. That's worse. We had that already. Yeah, I think definitely next time we get into town, we definitely need to make sure we sell a bunch of those items, as we are running low pretty quick. Oh. Lag spike. That's something else too that I wish games would get away from. Is always connected idea. Like, you don't need, if you want to play a single player game, play a single player game. Don't force people to be online always for things they aren't either using or don't. If they use single player games alone, there's still a demand for them. And there's still people that want to play just a strict single-player game and not have to be online and not have to play these grand MMORPGs or whatnot. You know, I think I read an article that EA, I guess, is starting to learn that concept. Like, look at what happened with the last Star Wars game they put out. I forget the name of it, but it came out I think last year or the year before that, and it won all these awards and whatnot. But then EA's other game, Anthem, which that one I do remember, even though I never played, that no one liked, and it was ruined, and yet they put more effort into advertising Anthem than they did the Star Wars game, and I think that kind of created this wake-up call for them in the fact that, hey, you know, there's more demand for this type game. Where's there's this what you mentioned. There's more demand for this type game
than
there is an MMO. Well, yeah, because people want to play something they'll enjoy rather than just what you think they enjoy. There we go. Okay, let's see. Dex, Vitality, life per hit, extra gold for monsters. Yeah, that's not too bad. We'll go ahead and use it. Again, wrong button. I don't think he's got anything. Oh, yeah, that's worse. Not really, not really. Got nothing from worse from him. What was I? Not having identified items. That's fine. But yeah, to me, I think a lot of people, or at least a lot of companies, don't seem to pay attention that people do enjoy single-player games more than they realize. They assume these people will play MMOs or whatnot more than anything else, and it's like, no. People will play what they want to play, and that will include things like actual... Okay, no, we'll just leave it at that. Not actual, how do I describe it? People want to play the things they want to play, sure, but people don't want to be forced into playing one brand, and you don't need to follow in everyone's footsteps to do so. Every company puts out an MMO. Great. That MMO is not going to be great, though, and if you flood the market, you're basically just creating waste, and you're going to lose
the savings
on
to you.
Not only your player base, but you're going to lose your reputation because A, you're doing the same thing everyone else is doing, and B, you're just trying to produce it as fast as you can and get it out to a public that may or may not like it. Whereas if you take the actual time needed to create a decent title, then you're going to be having not only more people playing it, not only are you going to have more people playing it, but you're going to have people that talk about it and encourage others to play it. And that can be great. I mean, it's, in my opinion, if, like CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk, if they did a better job on it, I think they could have easily gotten, like, a 12, 16. They could have easily gotten, like, a Game of the Year type game with Cyberpunk. But I think because they were so focused on one thing, they kind of let it down. That goes back to what I said earlier, that rather than... at this point, I'm kind of talking to people. I think people understand, or you all understand kind of what I'm getting at. You got to pay more attention to your actual player base than just what more money you can get. Because if you put out a good product, the money doesn't flow in the garbage. And if you focus on what's going to give you a big paycheck, then you're going to lose out on that player base because guess what? People aren't going to go to you for that aspect. Let's see. No decentness there. Like, I think if they got away... No, they could have just canceled the PS4 version and just done PS5. That would have, it would have sucked for the older generation people in regards to consoles. But at the same time, then you could have turned around and you could have put more time and effort into your AI. You could have put more effort in storyboards and whatnot to create a wider game. And the same can be said for another game that I am hoping to play, but I don't know if it's going to happen, if it's not, but Vampire Bloodlines 2, or Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, I heard recently, or not recently, but I heard a while ago that they were focusing on a Battle Royale for that, and that makes no sense to me. Why would you make a Battle Royale for a game where the idea is you don't want to give away that you're these horrible creatures? That makes no sense. And instead, they should have put more focused on the actual gameplay and the story and whatnot. And I think that might have led to, the recent issues now, because they put so much money and focus on that that they end up pushing the actual game itself back, and I think now they're paying for it. Now, I do hope that that's not just completely scrapped, and that we will see it eventually, because I enjoyed the first one thoroughly, and I know that one's kind of made a slow comeback in recent years as a cult classic, which is perfectly fine. It definitely deserves it. Hey, new events. Drive the skeleton's raise. I think we'll be okay. Oh, good, more.
This magic will not break. Only a little
Final
longer.
this, I think. Hopefully with the producers pulling some of the ideas back on that and basically pushing that back, hopefully they just can that idea completely, and then we'll get a more decent game because they didn't go with what they thought the need. They really didn't need it.
Not enough spirit.
A game would be fine and not need a battle royale.
God, strike through me!
I mean, the battle royales themselves, I think they're both a hit and miss. I think at this point it's kind of like the game that Telltale used to put out. I think they're becoming such a flooded market that they're losing out on what great items or what games they could have been. Some games like Fortnite and Apex Legends, Warzone, I think those are fine. Those are great games as themselves. But then you've got these other games that are starting to come out where it's obviously they aren't putting the time into it and are basically just using that mechanic to kind of sell the game. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I know I've seen what is it? I've seen one recently, and I'll see if I can find it again. But I saw one recently that graphics were horrible, the gameplay itself didn't look to be too fun, but they were putting this out as, you know, next great battle royale, and it's like, well, who's gonna play this? You know, this. What are you putting out that's gonna make this worth it? And to be honest, I just didn't see it. Maybe that's one of the things that it was a pre-alpha or whatnot. In which case, you know, hopefully that's the case, and you'll turn it around. Wrong crypt.
The crown is not here. I must
It's fine, we
search
got
one
more
of the
experience
other
than we need.
crypts.
At this point, I'm just more or less rambling. Give you something to listen to. Keep there. Do a passive skill, which I think is going to be movement speed. Anything of worth? No. No. We're just not really pulling anything decently. You're up to level 10. Which is nice. Maybe it was this one. Hello? Anything to kill?
My path becomes clearer.
That's right, we're level 11. Yep, this way. Ooh, big
I
guys.
will bring that down. Not enough spirit.
Chain reaction. Clearing everything, getting the extra XP and whatnot. And let's kill it. again, it's been a while since I wasn't entirely sure. But hey, you can't go wrong with the extra loot and XP and whatnot. Spirit, or 200 out of 250, but ton of gold, money, money, money. Massacre. How long were I will say this, how long have these towns been around where there's that much undead in the song? You figure that all these people and whatnot that were once alive had to have existed in order to become undead, right? How long has like TRISTRAM and
I don't have enough
all of
spirit.
these other towns that are around this much undead rising up from literally just underneath us? Like that's a kind of a scary idea to think of. Ooh, rare gloves. Ooh, yeah. A little bit extra health plus another bonus to our regeneration. It's one of those aspects to where, you know, creatures just regenerate that much. Okay, yeah, we need to go back up this way. You know, to me, it's like, there we go. Bit of a boost. But it's like, how many times do I have to kill the same Bob the Baker or General the Blacksmith or something like that, or for them to stay dead? You know, demons and whatnot I can understand because they can be summoned and resummoned and all and yada yada. But it's like these guys, you know, how many skeletons and other nasties do I have to fight in order for them to stay dead? Okay, yeah, here we go. This is where we need to be. First boss, and even he was so easy. Technically, he wasn't really a boss. We've gone through a few bosses, but it's like he's the first kind of, well, not even the first big one. It's like a couple of smaller guys that were about as equal. They don't count. There's our exit there, which will take us back to town. Good bonus on armor, but we would lose out on our Dex Vital and life, so I think I'll wait on that for a bit longer.
No, I will not allow you to bring that monster Leoric back to this world.
Not enough spirit. The gods favor me.
And now we have our town portal. But down here, I don't really see the point of using a town portal because you can just go outside and then use the waypoint to go back. Like, you could have waited just a few minutes longer for me to get that. And then you have a random town portal to nowhere. See? Right here. That's all we needed. Then
You found the crown. Ah.
He fixes the crown, we go on.
It's good to work again.
Not that you've done much else.
New as the day it was placed upon the Black King's head. I need something more than making space.
As you should.
Yay, checkpoint.
I have the crown. The skeleton.
Alright, so we finish that. A few more items. Magic Spear 18.6, so we'll take that. Bracers, we'll take that. And we'll go ahead and take that because that's a big jump in our defense. What are we sitting at right now? We're sitting at 7 life per second, which we get more life per hit, which is nice, but you know, 834, 7 per second, that's not exactly a great amount to have.
I've dug up some new things for you to take a look at.
That's great. I've got a bunch more to sell you. Sell everything I'm not using. Any worth armor? We'll take that. Nope. Go and take that too. Take that as well. I still don't have any rings. Don't have any shoulder pads either. Or amulet. But that's going to help us a little bit better as well. That's jumped us up to 14. That's doubled us. Yay. Yay, doubles. We need to go back to the cathedral. Oh, apparently I have 2 weapons. Alright, works for me. Go a little bit longer, then we'll call it there. We'll go through this floor here. Fine. And again, this is supposed to be hard mode, and it still has not been that hard, which I'm both thankful for and kind of disappointed. Good money. Maybe now it's starting to get a bit harder. Yeah, that wasn't hard. I figured it'd be harder. Rare mighty weapon, barbarian only. Oh well. Oh, hey, that was at least a decent fight. As compared to what we've been dealing with so far. These other guys are pretty fast. We're still outclassing them. Oh, big group. Big group.
Break beneath the endless dark.
Yeah, that was nothing. A little extra experience, though. You can never go wrong with experience in any game. Or mortars.
I don't have enough spirit.
Something down here.
It was Lazarus. Of that I am certain. He alone had the king's ear, and whispered dark and evil magics into it, instilling the notion of an imminent attack by Westmarch. Afraid to speak against the Archbishop, the councillors nodded their empty heads in agreement, and sent us off to die.
Yep, nothing down here. Mostly things we can't use either. Ah, we already have some extra stuff. Gain 3 life per spirit spent. Well, we do plenty of that. Boosted defense, why not? Go ahead and change that out, even though I think we just bought those. Yeah, just straight back this way, looks like. We spend plenty of time. Hey, more goodies. Another 25% experience boost. And we've gotten a couple of those so far. I think we had gotten like to be just. I don't know if we actually have a pretty cool if we did. Obviously, with this here, it's moving faster. There's the big guy. Nothing too major. We are starting to see bigger groups. We're starting to see more of the impressive things, so I'm happy with that. Makes it a bit more of a difference. Oh yeah, we're level 13 now, but we're still very well much outclassing a lot of these guys. Let's see. Basically the same, but ours is currently better, so I'm not going to worry about that. We seem to have. Let's go ahead and take that, since we're still fine on exploding palm, strike, and bleeding enemy. We'll take that. That sounds a bit more interesting. Wave of light, ring of mystic bell to crush enemies. 75. Then we got the 30. We're gonna keep with this for now. And that seems to be for more crowd control. Yeah, new passive skill. Increases by 50 and spirit generation. We'll go with that. Now at least have, I think, some type of spirit generation, maybe? Okay, there it goes. Now we have a more regular attack around us. That's also going to help even more with crowd control, which is That's kind of what we do with we want to wipe them all out as quick as we can. Now next level cathedral. Okay, so we have 25 experience bonus up until this point. Gotcha. So technically it is temporary. So let's just go by that much quicker.
Your strength fails!
Maintain your incantations. He will soon turn.
Your magic is weakening. I am free! Back to my mission.
Who are you?
You will not tell me what brought you to this infernal place.
I must destroy the Skeleton King.
Then our aims align.
Followers. That's something that has always been offered in various games, but I never seem to go with for followers because it seems like they both don't do as much damage as you, which makes sense because you're supposed to be the hero of most of these games. But it just becomes so expensive that if they die, to bring them back, that it doesn't make it worth it. It just makes it that much more of a hassle than anything. Even once he finds his gear, he's just still not going to be worth it. Way more damage than him. And
what made it?
I've come here to find out.
And when it takes 50,000 to revive him or whatnot.
He's free. Do not let him.
There's your stolen
I
gear.
am Cormac, warrior of the Templar Order. If it is the Skeleton King you seek, then you will have to fight your way past John Dar. There is no reason to come.
Let us fight together.
Frozen. That time. See what else we can find to get us up a bit level wise. The spear by the looks of it. Once we find our next waypoint, I think is what we'll call it. I think that's our next way down there.
Black magic, the will of a Templar is stronger. You were a Templar, John Dar. How could you succumb to this?
The Coven is my brotherhood now. The powers we serve will soon rule this world!
Yeah. Sure,
Please forgive me. My vision is clouded by the lightning's evil magic.
Betrayal can never be forgiven. Thank you for your aid. I will go with you on your hunt for the Skeleton King. But there is one condition. If we find the sacred tomes of my order, they are mine.
Your books have no worth.
Then onward.
Nope. I don't, because you're just gonna slow me down. I think we'll go ahead and call it there. Because I'm pretty sure the next area doesn't have a waypoint, but I do think the boss is going to show up. But if you've gone through all of this video and if you've enjoyed my blathering and roundabout conversations with myself, be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button down below. Be sure to hit the bell notification, as we are posting Monday through Friday, and we are still doing our Sunday live streams with Lord and Ares for Final Fantasy XIV, so be sure to check that out. Thank you again for joining us, and welcome to the Vortex.